So a teaser trailer for the Dune Prophecy series has been released. Originally it was supposed to release on Max exclusively, but now it's going to be released as a HBO original, which seems to imply that they're taking this series a little more seriously, or they see a bigger potential in it due to the success of the Dune movies. So this video is going to break down the Dune teaser trailer. I don't really understand why they called it a teaser trailer because they released a teaser trailer previously for the Dune Prophecy series, which seems to mean that we're going to get another trailer which is a main trailer with a lot more in it. So getting straight into this trailer, we see the Bene Gesserit sisters in a ceremony or ritual, surrounded by water, the same we saw in the previous teaser trailer, which I said mirrors the Buddhist singing bowl, where the sound creates a cymatic effect. I'm not sure who this particular Bene Gesserit sister is, but she seems to be of some importance. And she also seems to be the main focus of other Bene Gesserit sisters. As she becomes distracted, she turns her head and they look at her. So perhaps this is a dream sequence. We see this woman walking in Bene Gesserit attire, and then it changes to a red dress. And I believe this is Princess Inez, who is probably being conditioned to become a Bene Gesserit sister, perhaps. And here we see Princess Inez, and she's wearing this kind of dress with an interesting symbol on it, which seems to be the same symbol we saw in Dune Part 2 with Princess Irulan and her recording device. So this symbology kind of matches back to Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which is something they wanted to push more in this series, to kind of capture the same look and feel of that world, while still trying to maintain a certain level of uniqueness. And both Inez and Irulan are princesses, so perhaps it's just to link them as princesses and link them as part of Imperial royalty. We get to see some hand signals, the same type we saw in Dune Parts 1 and 2 of the Bene Gesserit's secret battle language. And I'm not sure if this is the same battle language that Peterson created for Dune Parts 1 and 2, but it would seem to be so. So perhaps he's also working with the creators of this show on the languages in the Dune series. On the right, this seems to be the Indian actress Taboo, and on the left, this is Jihai, who you might know from things like Mortal Engines. And they seem to be on the home planet of Kaitain, and this seems to be the Imperial Palace. And it seems that people do not like the Bene Gesserit influences, especially some people in the royal camp, such as this woman, calling the Bene Gesserit sorceresses and accusing them of wooing the Emperor, played by Mark Strong. This woman seems to be drawing a sandworm because it looks like a sandworm mouth with the teeth of the sandworm. So perhaps this is before they understand the importance of the sandworms or the significance of them. But it seems that they do learn this significance and incorporate it into their logo or their symbology. This is Travis Fimmel's character approaching the palace, and he seems to be wary of the Bene Gesserit too, saying that the Bene Gesserit hide in their camp. And this is probably advice to the Emperor, so it looks like a lot of people don't trust the Bene Gesserit in this show. I don't know what that means, I don't know what that implies, but I thought they might have been more trusted than this. And in this scene we can see 3 Bene Gesserit sisters surrounding 3 people, and this confuses me quite a bit because I believe each of those Bene Gesserit are advising each of those men at the table. But what's curious is why would the Bene Gesserit hide any information from each other, because they are in league with each other, they are in sync, their goals are aligned. So why would each individual Bene Gesserit be present to advise each individual man at the table? Maybe I'm reading too much into the scene and I don't really know how the scene will actually play out, but it just seems strange that there are 3 surrounding them in this way. However, the lighting looks great, the costumes look great, the set looks great in this scene, so there is that. But you get again Travis Fimmel's character saying they do our thinking for us, so they know the powers of the Bene Gesserit, but they don't like them, so it's going to be an interesting dynamic. And I guess these people don't like the Bene Gesserit because they wield such power that they cannot control. We get to see scenes of the royal court, people approaching the Emperor, with the Bene Gesserit present, so they are there to advise either the man approaching or the Emperor himself. But they already have a presence in the Imperium, which is the important thing to realize. So they have developed their skills considerably. And Travis Fimmel's character seems to be playing a Bashar who has loyal men by his side. And his character is called Desmond Hart. Again, we see Princess Inez training with this Atreides, I believe he is. Yes, he's called Kieran Atreides, if I remember correctly, and I guess he's there to represent the Atreides house. But it seems that Princess Inez falls in love with Kieran Atreides, We get to see Shalom Brune Franklin as Michaela, and I believe she's playing a Fremen. You can see the blue within blue eyes that she has, which is similar to the Dune Parts 1 and 2 movies. I really don't understand why there's a Fremen in this. I think it's interesting that there's a link, and perhaps she is the one who helps the Bene Gesserit become aware of the importance of the sandworms and the spice and things like that. I'm not sure. But I guess she is there to tie it all back to the planet Arrakis, and I think we might even get to see the planet in the series. We get a better look at the Indian actress Taboo, and we also get to see Princess Inez walking towards perhaps some kind of club or something like this, and the person she's with seems to be Josh Huston, who is playing Constantine. And I think we'll get to see more of this Constantine character in the actual Dune Prophecy trailer when it is released. This woman seems to be the same woman at the beginning of the teaser trailer, and I believe this looks like a dream sequence, and so I believe that the beginning of the trailer is also part of a dream sequence. We get a quick glimpse of the Bene Gesserit doing an experiment on a Bene Gesserit sister, and it seems like a Gom Jabbar type test because it's a needle. I don't think it's an actual Gom Jabbar test, but whatever it is will cause a great amount of pain to this woman. And the woman on the left, you can see that she's wearing that same Bene Gesserit symbol which we've seen in previous images, and it looks like a DNA helix as well as a sandworm, which would imply that they already know the importance of the sandworm at this point and its relation to the spice, which is what they need to help them commune with the female ancestors. And in this quick shot we can see, I think this is Kieran Atreides with the Michaela character of the Fremen, so this implies early relations between the Fremen and the Atreides. And this woman in the red dress is Princess Inez, and it matches the beginning of the trailer where we saw a woman walking in Bene Gesserit attire, and then it becomes this woman in a red dress. So again, this is a dream sequence, or perhaps some kind of ceremonial vision. We get to see Valia Harkonnen, played by Emily Watson, and she says sacrifices must be made, which again implies my previous thoughts on the Dune Prophecy original teaser trailer, which you can check out in this video, which seems to be that this girl that they are experimenting on dies or fails her test, hence why Valia Harkonnen would say sacrifices must be made, and it seems to be in the same type of setting. So that's it for the teaser trailer breakdown. This is going to be coming out in November, and the concern is they haven't really been pushing this series, and we don't really know much about it. It's still very much shrouded in secrecy. We know that it's about the Bene Gesserit, but that's about it. We just don't know exactly what's going to be happening in this series. So far it looks decent. As I said before, it's a good sign that the series has become a HBO original rather than simply just being on Max. So that means it's going to be available on probably more platforms, more ways to watch it, and perhaps they're taking the show more seriously. I'm cautiously optimistic about the show. We'll wait and see what happens. So far it looks okay. But what do you think about the teaser trailer? Do you think it's mimicking Denis Villeneuve's style? Do you think it's going to stand on its own? Let me know in the comments. Check out some of my other Dune content or some of my other popular culture videos here.